you. President Grinsom, dear delegates, thank you very much, Arctic Circle Secretariat, for inviting me to introduce to you all this project called the High North Atlantic Business Alliance. It's a project that has been developing slowly the past 2 years. It gained some pace last year when NORA, an entity within the Nordic Council of Ministers, granted Ramboll a grant for partner search. The picture is in fact from one of the partner search trips. It is both businessmen from Tromsø and Portland investigating the port, international terminal in Portland. The background, as many of you know, in 2013 the Icelandic shipping company Eimskip started to call Portland Maine. It has changed the economy in Portland and Maine. Maine has become an important player in North Atlantic Arctic business development. Both Ramboll and Harleg has conducted several initial projects the past years, trying to identify joint business opportunities for the communities in the high North Atlantic. Especially last year was quite successful. We had trade delegations, both visiting Portland, Maine, and also Tromsø in Norway. Also during these past 5 years, especially Iceland and Maine has become very well connected when it comes to joint business development. We also know that Icelandic companies are doing well in Greenland, and we also know that it's a good connection between Faroe Islands and Iceland in joint business development. This map is quite intriguing, and it sort of lifts the attention when it comes to the opportunities in the high North Atlantic. This is not the only map showing how connected we in fact are. We all have also other connections, other shipping companies, and also airlines, of course. So the background for the project is in fact, or we are very much inspired by the success that Maine has achieved in the North Atlantic through the connection through the shipping network of Eimskip. So the project, the ambition is to have a 3-year-long project now, identifying joint business development opportunities for 7 port cities in this region. And to make it manageable in the first phase of the project, we will focus on 3 industries. It's logistics, bioeconomy, and tourism. In the period October last year until February this year, it has been an extensive partner search, and we have identified 7 port cities that are interested in being partner cities of the project. It is Tromsø, Norway, where I live. It is Tórshavn, Faroe Islands. Annika introduced us very well to Tórshavn. It is Reykjavik, Nuuk, and the combination of St. John's and Argentia in Newfoundland, both ports of Newfoundland, sort of adjacent to each other. I think it's a 2-hour car trip between. Halifax in Nova Scotia, and also then Portland, Maine. So we have 7 port cities included in the project. And these are the project partners, approximately 20 project partners. As you can see, all the port owners of the 7 port cities are partners in the project. So the port's role when it comes to both logistics, of course, but bioeconomy and tourism will be quite important for the project. It is still possible for other entities in all those cities to become formal partners of the projects, and it's a low is no cost at all involved in it. The only thing that the partners do is to govern the project and to decide on which actions the project shall conduct. The project is in a funding phase now, even though yesterday we had a kickoff meeting here, so we had the first steering committee meeting in the project. It was here in Tórshavn. People from Tromsø, Reykjavik, Tórshavn, Halifax and Portland met for, I think it was 6 hours, 6-7 hours to discuss both which objectives we should have in the project, but also then the action plan for the first 12 months. City of Tromsø did fund the kickoff meeting. We have an application at NORA. It is to be decided on at the end of May. And in Canada, Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency is considering supporting the project. They are very eager because they are also the entity who support the funding of the Canadian supercluster, the Canadian Ocean supercluster. And we have also US partners. We are in dialogue with them when it comes to American funding. Yes, the overarching goal of the project is, in fact, to increase awareness. These regions and these cities, they are, in fact, connected. For me, living in Tromsø, it was something new that I discovered some years ago, that, in fact, I can put a container on a ship in Tromsø and it can go all the way to the United States. Then, on the same vessel, the system has changed a bit since then, but it's still possible to do it in a very efficient way. All those 7 port cities has quite similar similarities in economy. They are all university cities, and it is then obvious that there should be a value in collaboration. In addition to benefit on physical infrastructure for connectivity, we will also like to benefit on conferences. So as you saw on the previous slide, Arctic Circle Secretariat is a partner of the project, and the ambition is to have organize activities in the project in connection with the activities that Arctic Circle Secretariat organize. And then the ambition is that every city, every one of those 7 cities is to be experts on business development in the high North Atlantic rim. So, if a Norwegian company is interested in doing business in Canada, it should then be through the connection between Tromsø and Halifax. These are just some of the actions that we discussed yesterday. As you can see, we had a focus on cruise tourism. For instance, we will like to look into local food for cruise tourism, so that, if possible, then cruise liners can have supplies from local providers in each cruise port. And the future is bright, and as you can see, this picture is from one of the port cities. It could be any one of them. It is Port of Argentia. Thank you.